According to Game Discover Co., the average person on Steam has never played about 32% of their library. The median player is, of course, not playing 51% of their library, and that suggests some real skewing of the data if the median person never plays the majority of their Steam library. We live in an age of gaming abundance. More games flood onto Steam every moment, even this one. So naturally, I imagine that people are kind of overwhelmed. Something comes out, maybe on sale, and you buy it, and you just never get round to actually playing it because by the time you do, something else has come out on sale, and you buy it. Or maybe you bought a game as part of a bundle, and you never really wanted to play it in the first place. But, of course, there are other reasons to have a game but not actually play it. The subject of this video, Diesel Knights, is a game that I have spent a lot of time thinking about. But, truth be told, I don't really have much of a desire to play it.
Baby, don't you know it? I'm hardly heroic. Baby, let's roll it, 'cause I'm hardly heroic.
Diesel Knights is a 6v6 mech movement shooter in a pulp dieselpunk world, hence the name. The game is being developed by Javier B. Johnson, and at the time of writing, the Kickstarter is almost 600% funded. It's raised almost $300,000 actual US dollars, and it had an original $45,000 goal. So definitely it's made some money. With 20 more days to go, I have no idea how much more money it will actually get, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over $300,000. There has been a veritable flood of support for this game, and I can easily see why. Javier has managed to strike gold with his game concept and his execution, and the well-produced videos on his YouTube channel have no doubt contributed to the massive virality of this project. The most obvious factor is, of course, the game is building on the tradition of the Titanfall game series. Diesel Knights is a mech movement shooter, and it incorporates elements of dynamic movement FPS that Titanfall invented and popularized. The pilot in the game even looks a little bit like a dieselpunk version of a Titanfall pilot. The other part is, of course, the mech combat. It is where the Knights part in the Diesel Knights comes from, I assume. It is readily apparent that piloting a mech in this game will be a core part of its gameplay experience. From how the mechs are deployed to the ways in which the pilot interfaces with the mech, I think the inspirations are obvious. But Javier is not merely copying Titanfall's ideas. He is taking them, I think, in a bold new direction. Dieselpunk, I think, is a natural fit for this kind of game. Chronologically, Dieselpunk is most inspired by the time between World War I and a bit after World War II. Given that World War II was the first really industrialized and mechanized war, with the widespread use of tanks, aircraft, and automatic weapons, I think it makes for a great gameplay setting. You don't have to faff about with loading a musket. You have submachine guns. If World War II could give us all kinds of industrial marvels, some which had never before seen in the world before, then I don't think it's really that much of a stretch to put some mechs into the mix. Javier's design language heavily borrows from real-world World War II vehicle design. You can see that in the way that the mechs incorporate things like tank sights, to, of course, how the pilot is able to peek from the top of the mech, like many actual tank commanders did back in the day. So there is innovation and artistry in equal abundance. I wish Javier and his team nothing but the best for this project. If they can deliver this game, I'm sure it will set Steam ablaze, since Respawn has refused to give the Titanfall community another game, or even just a crumb of content to sate themselves. The people demand mech-based FPS gameplay, and by Jove, they're going to get it. Judging from my words, I think you can probably tell that I'm very excited about this game. I've even backed it on Kickstarter, and I'm normally quite wary of doing that. I've certainly been burned before. But I am an absolute sucker for mecha and dieselpunk, so I felt like I had to. I think Javier had definitely convinced me. And yet, if you've read the title of this video, you might wonder at its contradiction. How can I be so positive about something that I'm not going to play? I can tell you now that I know it in my soul. This is not something that I'm actually going to play. At least, I'm positive about that. Maybe not 100%, but like 80%. I may play a little bit, but I can't imagine I'd ever actually play this game in any meaningful amount. Certainly not more than the target audience of the game. The simple explanation for why is that I don't play competitive online multiplayer games. You can imagine my sheer disappointment when I found out that this game, which combines all the things that I love, mecha and dieselpunk, was going to be a multiplayer experience. While I love Titanfall 2 to absolute bits, I've never played the online multiplayer. I have, as a rule, never played much online multiplayer games. I don't play games to play with other people. I play games to escape from people. So you can imagine that playing against other people in a competitive environment probably wouldn't be the thing that I'd want to do. And, of course, from the onset, Diesel Knights is a game about online multiplayer action. They have funded the goal for PvE action, but it'll still be an online experience. I can't quite grasp the full shape of what this game will be. I don't think Javier exactly knows yet. I'm sure he has a very good picture, probably better than I do, but the full shape of a product only emerges in its doing. But I don't think that this game will have some kind of single-player component, and I definitely don't think a single-player campaign experience will be on the offing. So, because of that, I don't really think I'll spend that much time playing this game. Some people might find that strange, but I don't really think so. I've bought something that I don't really plan to use. You know, people collect all sorts of things. You might collect porcelain dishes that never actually see any food, or you might have a project car that's collecting dust in your garage. As long as something gives meaning to your life, then I think that that's actually what justifies its existence. For me, Diesel Knights has ignited some of my passions that I felt had gone dormant since the years of Titanfall 2. In a way, when I think about Diesel Knights, when I see it, I know that I'm more driven to know more about it. I want to know how the mechs work. I want to know what wars are being fought. What are the guns like? What are the national histories? Do they have ships? What are those like? If this game had an old school manual like games did back in the 90s, I can guarantee you now that I would have worn that manual to pieces reading it over and over and over again. Even if I never actually play this game, I think I've been given some very valuable inspiration, and that's something that I can't really put a price on. So if I back the game and I never actually play it, that doesn't really matter to me. In a way, I've kind of got my money's worth. I think about it like this. Everybody needs to eat, right? We all need food, whether we like it or not. Most of the meals you eat will be nothing special, right? The vast majority of the food you eat in your life will just be nothing special. It'll be mostly okay. It will get you from A to B. The point of that food is to keep you alive. But every so often, you'll eat something that you'll think about even after you've finished eating it, long after even. It's those meals that make life worth living for, you know? And in a similar vein, I'm going to be thinking about Diesel Knights for a lot longer than I will be playing it. I've got so many ideas for things that I just want to explore on my own, or, engage with the community. I've made this video as a way of expressing my gratitude to Javier and his team. Dude, if you're listening to this, which you probably aren't, I really hope your game succeeds, and I hope you make more of it. Inject that stuff right into my veins. If you were planning on selling like an art book or a lore guide or something, I would for sure buy it. I think that the world building in this game and all of its implications have got me hooked, right? I want to know more, and that I think is the real mark for something that I think is quality in a video game. If your game makes me want to know more, then you've succeeded, regardless of not if I play your game. Just the act of wanting more means I will engage with it, I will find the community. Heck, I'm probably going to make videos about it when the game actually comes out, Whether or not I actually become an ardent player or even, heck, a good player, is probably a question that's immaterial. The main thing for me is that I want to know more, and I'm going to be kind of not very normal about this game for a while. And that's okay. So, thanks for watching my video, go support Diesel Knights, and of course, subscribe for more insane ramblings from a mad person. Until next time, bye.